right, hey, good morning. Let me get everything working here. There's me. Still my old camera. Slouched in my chair here. The Shadow Man. What's up, Casper? You're first. You got rains coming, Casper, on Saturday. This thing's going to stall out. Kind of developing system every day. There's something new with this little guy. The new storm prediction map just came out, and it's good news for North Carolina. A little bit of shift, keeping it across the south. They've lowered their risk for strong tornadoes, at least farther north, like they did yesterday. So that's good news. There's my morning pick of the nose. All right, so hey, good morning, everybody. This is Mike. Usually we do these things on the hurricane season, but now we're doing them all the time because we're watching weather all the time. Big thanks to all the supporters out there. Tomorrow morning, we're going to be doing a special Just Supporter video. I'm doing a tour of the website. Been talking about it for a long time. So if you're a supporter, 9/19 tomorrow, we're going to be going over the website and showing you all the links and all that good stuff on there. Because we have a lot of them. And you guys are extra special. I don't love you anymore. I just love you a little bit more. So sign up to be a Mike's Weather Page supporter right here. It's the best way you can support the page and everything I do since 2004. Right here. Be a Facebook supporter. It's cheaper than tipping your bartender. Right there. Come on, you can do it. All right. So here's what's cooking. I got a couple cool... this is current radar. Let me say hi to everybody real quick. Hey, what's up? Hey, Kathy, I drove through Frostproof. I did. When we were storm chasing, the hell day was it? These storms are like every other day. So it's like storms, day off, storms, day off, storms. So I think it was Wednesday. Wednesday, I drove to Sebring and I saw Frostproof. Thanks, Trish. Somerville. Yep, we had storms overnight. Hey, what's up, Virginia? No hurricanes yet, Kara, but they're coming. Hey, Jim. Nice cool breeze today. Yes, it's coming, man. All right, so here's current radar. This is a stormy night. We had some pretty big tornadoes yesterday. A lot of storm footage. The storm chasers got some great video. I don't want to show it. I got in trouble last year showing a video, but I'll share the link when I'm done. But some massive tornadoes overnight. In fact, I have a couple cool graphics I saw on Twitter. This one right here, this one was shared by Bill Line on Twitter. But check this out. I'm really getting fascinated by how these tornadoes work. It's basically a cross section of shear. Okay, you have your strong jet stream above, and then you have crossing shear below, and basically this helps spin. You get crosswinds on the bottom, they start curving, and everything just gets pulled up. That's why everything goes northeast. But check this out. These are 4 tornado warned cells yesterday, and you could see the upper jet blasting this way, and you can actually see the lower level winds pulling in from the south. So there's your contrast of shear, helicity, and bam. So there's that one. Here's another good one. This one was shared by Dakota Smith, Weather DAC. But again, you can see the different level winds. Lower level winds more to the north, upper level winds more to the east, and that's what creates these booming thunderstorms. This is yesterday. Look at these suckers, man. Crazy system. All right, so here's what's cooking. Let me get all of that one. All right, so we just had a brand new... All right, so this is live, in case you didn't know it. I'm sure you know it if you live in the area. Current tornado watch right now. Still going on until 10 Central. That's another 2 hours, hour and a half. This will be stretched, obviously, to the east all day long. That's happening right now. In fact, the Storm Prediction Center just put out let me close some windows here because I'm already jamming up my computer's begging me to slow down. Thanks, Celeste. Sherry, well, the jet stream controls a lot of it because we have A lot of shear this year, a lot of lower level energy in the Gulf. And it is tornado season. They come on now, pop up, pop up. I think their site's slow. Gulf breeze. Hey, it's passing your way right now, Marlene. What's up, Chris? It's not raining in Spain. It's happening. All right, Storm Prediction Center isn't coming up. Boo to be them. Let me try one more time. Sometimes their site gets bogged down with everybody logging into it. I'm trying to see their MDs. There's one. Let's see. All right, there you go. That was the one I was looking for. All right, so this one just got posted a few minutes ago. This is currently severe threat continues across Alabama into western Florida and, of course, lower Georgia. So this is ongoing. The storms are going to be heading this way. All right, and this is what I wanted to show before I lose everybody. So this is the updated Storm Prediction Center map today. Yesterday, we had this sucker bending all the way up into North Carolina. Luckily today, for them, the severe threat seems to be isolated to the south. The front is beginning to flatten out, starting to flatten the curve. And our main storm threat here now, look at that. We have a hatched area right across the panhandle up in the lower Bama, lower Georgia today. All right, so the big threat that we saw yesterday stretching up is gone. Good news. However, we still have a pretty severe threat across the day today. So if you're in lower Alabama, lower Georgia, even tip of South Carolina into Florida here, a lot of instability. All right, this is today. Interestingly enough, here's tomorrow. We're going to talk about the South. This is middle U.S. I love you guys, but we got to talk about the South right now. The storm threat tomorrow has been bumped up to slight high winds coming in off the Gulf. Remember yesterday it was green. That's been the pattern the last 4 storms. We've seen dark green go to yellow. And we've seen strong storms the last couple times come through Florida unexpectedly as far as the day before. So be on alert again. Anybody from the whole Florida Panhandle today, this is for tomorrow. It's kind of deceiving. If you look at today, obviously the Panhandle very strong, enhanced, southward into tip of Tampa. This is today. The storms are going to be rolling in tonight. But then tomorrow, let me close out some windows. Tomorrow, if tomorrow never comes. All right, here we go. There's tomorrow. So there we go. So we're going to have a constant flow of threats. And then we go to day 3. Look at this. Day 3, it drifts a tick south. And I'm going to show you some maps here that we can actually see. And then we've been talking about this for 2 or 3 days now. Another low pressure is coming up above. So we got our flattening front here. We got a little break, a little high. Here comes another front. Carolinas on Sunday northward. Been talking about this for a couple of days. Sunday northward here, we're going to start getting another round of possible storms for you because we have another low pressure coming across a little farther north this time. So that's all playing out. All right. So a couple things I want to show you. Let's look at this one. This is your 3-hour 6Z Euro. And this is showing you Cape. Hey, Mookie. What's up, brother? My Greek buddy. Tomorrow, yes. AJ, this has been a slow mover. Like last night, we saw storms in Texas. Go to Louisiana. We had another storm come from Texas. Go to Louisiana. We had another storm in Texas. So this has been a very slow moving. Oh my God, Marlene. Yeah, it's coming. Nicole, you're in the zone. Probably be better in the auto zone. Jenna, yeah, a little better. Not to say you won't get any storms. I showed you a bunch of radars. I'll show you that in a little while. But as far as storm threats go, today, that's an old one. They have a hard time refreshing. I don't know why. Storm Prediction Center has been having a hard time updating maps. And it's not my browser. This is something they've been having. So you got to be careful. You got to really refresh sometimes. Like right now, it's back to yesterday's day 1 map. I think they're having a little issue. But South Carolina coast, you're still in the yellow today, okay? It's just that extreme hatched area of the tornadoes we saw whipping up through Carolina is a little bit smaller today. So the storm threats there, yes, Carolinas, South Carolina. Don't take anything away from that. It's just the main. See, it went right back to yesterday's. Oh, there we go. Now I got refreshed. Okay, so here's the latest. Again, yes, Carolinas still in the slight. Okay, so I'm just saying the threat for the hatched area for major EF2s plus is a little less as far as that goes. So little less threat for the strong stuff, still threat for storms later today for sure. And take a look at the radar I posted earlier. So, all right, so let's go back to this. This is your Cape, and this is your 3-hour Euro map. This is pretty good. This shows you throughout the day. Any of the brighter colors are higher Cape, which means instability, possibility for storms. And you can kind of follow it along. This is throughout the day. This is afternoonish. You know, we just have it now, but this is where, you know, we start getting it's going to be building out in that Gulf again for Florida now. This is a given. We're going to see storms across the north, you know, today, all the way to Georgia for sure, into the tip of Carolina. How far up it goes remains to be seen. But the big question still is going to be, as this moves down, this is tomorrow morning, we can start to see all this energy out here in the Gulf. This is tomorrow morning. This is your Cape. This isn't a radar. This is just like instability. But we're going to start seeing this Cape come back in. Look at this. This is tomorrow. This is all. Now, this is Saturday even. So there's a potential we could see a couple rounds of storms in the Florida Peninsula is what I'm getting at. All right. All right, so let's take a look at your long-range radar. South Carolina was timing in. What's up, Topsail? I got a buddy who lives near Topsail. Do you know Ricky Kernoodle? A lot of winds. Wilmington. What's up, Wilmington? Hurricane. We've talked a bunch about you. Oh, yeah, and I got my Louis cup. Oh, we got to find Louis, too. But don't forget to start your mornings with Louis. I gave up on the Princess Cup because it wasn't manly enough. But when you have two girls, you don't worry about that. What's up, Jamie? Yes, I did, Brian. I can't share that. I got in trouble last year sharing a video on this thing. Even though you can share it on YouTube and Twitter. Well, I didn't know. No, I uploaded it because I hate sharing things because I like to keep the comments under my page. Because when you share somebody's, then all the comments look like your comments, but they're their comments. So blah, 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 blah. But yes, hey, I'll share that. That was incredible in Oklahoma. I know I'll share it as soon as the video is done. I can share a link. I just can't show it. But there was some incredible storm footage yesterday coming out of Oklahoma. A lot of storm chasers got some good stuff. All right, so here's your estimated radar. All right, let's look at this. All right, so this was your NAM. Let's look at the HRR because it actually updates right now. And we'll see the southeast here, what we got going on. This is what's cooking. This is the next 16 hours. I showed this earlier, but here we go. All right, so here's our line, 9 o'clock right now. It's getting into the Florida Panhandle. This is what we got cooking on. There's the line. Oh, there she is. This is around noontime. Starting to get stormy in Georgia, noontime-ish. Okay? Then we got another second batch, kind of like we saw yesterday in Texas and Oklahoma. We got a little initial line, another line, another line. So that, you know, we might get these waves come through. Now this is 3 o'clock this afternoon. So 3 o'clock this afternoon, Charleston. People asking me in the Carolina coast. By early afternoon, it's going to be getting close to you guys in Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia. And then another batch rolling through maybe Mississippi, even clipping Louisiana some. All right, so here's tonight. It's 5 p.m. So 5 p.m. for sure going into Savannah, Charleston area. There's a big mess. Could be tornado stuff in this little mess right here. It's 5 o'clock tonight. Big waves developing down here in the Gulf. This is overnight. This is 8, 9, 10, 11 o'clock right here tonight. And then as we get forward, this is 12Z, so it keeps on going. Here's overnight hours. You know, none of this is exact when you look at estimated radar. It just gives you an idea of timing more than anything. But this is where we can see cells still developing overnight. This is 2 in the morning across Georgia, kind of like we saw last night. And I can't stay up all night. I go to bed last night at midnight, and I got up at 7. Then I got people yell at me, "Where the hell were you?" I'm like, well, that's why I got a website. The website's got everything on it. But anyway, here's tomorrow. All right, so here's 6 a.m. tomorrow. This is interesting. All right, so tomorrow I've been seeing some Mets talk about this. All right, see the energy starting to pop here? This is tomorrow. This is like pretty interesting setup because we're going to get some rains developing overnight in the Florida Peninsula. Obviously, you know, storm threat up here all day long. We're going to start getting developing storms overnight, which is kind of odd for Florida to get these popcorn storms in the middle of the night. But this is 2 in the morning, Orlando. So the main line is still out here in the Gulf. We got a third line way up here. Watch what happens. All right. This is 5 a.m. We could have storms in Orlando at 5 a.m. tomorrow morning. We got a big glump of clouds out here in the Gulf. This has been pretty spot on. All right, and this stops at 6 a.m. But hey, what's up, Robert Trask? This is what's happening. The front is actually stalling out. I can't stop this one. This one kind of goes. But our front, well, we can just show it right here. So that is so complex. Let's go longer range, and then we'll talk about what I was going to say. All right, so here's your NAM. All right, so here we go. All right, so this is generally the same setup. NAM is never aggressive with these storms. Like it's not showing these popcorn storms here early in the morning. This is 6 in the morning. That's why I like the high resolution NAM. Well, let's look at top tidbits right here real quick, because sometimes his what's going on? All right, we got to go here. Let's look at 12 km NAM. All right, let's see if it shows up here. Let it load, let it load, let it load. Come on. She's trying. All right, let me let everything load. Water vapor, yes. Always a good map to look at. I like to look at dew points too. What the heck? Maybe that's why it's just loading now. Trickery. All right. So we're going to look ahead here. Let's look at the southeast. This is tropicaltidbits.com. Great site to look at the rain too. Yeah, you can kind of see it right here. So, all right. All right, so let me show you now the stalling effect that we're talking about. All right, so here's the GFS. All right. Here's Friday. Here's our low pressure. This is tomorrow. Here's all the rain. It's kind of our pixelated, but there's our stalling out. So this is tomorrow, and tomorrow afternoon the front disc becomes flat. Okay, and we're gonna have 2 days of possible storms rushing in from the Gulf. Unfortunately, Sunday looks nice. Okay, but here's that secondary system. This is on Saturday morning. Low pressure, pretty strong, 998. This is the secondary one we talk about. So here we got our stalled front across Florida tonight and tomorrow. Little break, new low pressure, and that is going to spin its way northward, leaving rain chances and storms possibly for Carolina North on Saturday night into Sunday. All right, and that's why the Storm Prediction Center has our little threat on Sunday here. So threat here Sunday, threat here Sunday, yeah, this is pretty good. We can still look at it though. All right, so here's your NAM. Here's Saturday morning. All right, that makes sense. I mean, you get the general idea of the stalled front. But here's afternoon tomorrow. The main line right here, boom. Here's Saturday morning. This is going into Friday night, 7 o'clock Friday night. Look at this. Tomorrow night, we're going to have more storms out here. And then we're going to have this constant flow into Saturday morning. Look at that. More storms coming in off the Gulf. So stalled front for Florida Peninsula tomorrow. It's going to bring in storms from the Gulf. Like we've been seeing, I think the threat for severe stuff in Central Florida eastward is this instability with clashing winds. They even talked about the worst stuff could be on the east coast of Florida again Friday, Saturday. So, phew, it makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense. All right, let me take a breather here. What's up, Whitney? No, Big Bend is not in the clear, Jessica. Look. Those radar maps, and two, you got to learn one thing I've really learned with these tornado systems is when you look at long-term radar, when you see breaking storms on a long-term radar map, you think, oh, the storm, it's not that bad. But in reality, those little popcorn storms are the ones that produce tornadoes because you have a lot of instability around it. You don't have a lot of cooling rains. That's why most of the time, a lot of time, not all the time, but most of the time you see these tornadoes on the front side of any system because that's the drier air before the cooling air behind cools out, stabilizes the atmosphere. So when you see long-term radar and you see little bitty baby storms around, that doesn't mean it's not going to be clear. It just means that that's where the action could be. I use long-range radar maps basically to see the timing. But when you see basically Storm Prediction Center is doing all the homework for us, but when you see them show you yellow, oranges, that means there's going to be a lot of instability in the air and the threat's going to be there for possible tornadoes. So the timing is what you're most interested in at this point of the game, and where the storm's at. You already know that there's going to be a storm threat with tornadoes, okay? So there you go. Alicia, yeah, I don't know. Hey, what's up, Whitney? So, yeah, we've got all these fronts seem like they just stop at Okeechobee. And it's because the lows are spinning up northward, and they're just flattening out, and they're losing that punch. We got a strong Bermuda high, and it's basically just stopping. Everything's curving up. Bermuda high. Well, they spin clockwise. On the camera, though, it might be. So the camera, is that clockwise? but so our fronts are running into blocking Bermuda high. The Bermuda high basically has been keeping the south in a drought. I show this every day pretty much, but here's a drought meter that we got, and this has been the story along the south. Drought. Anything in the colors are droughts, and of course Texas, Louisiana, even Panhandle. So this is because most of these rains have been fizzling out because of the high pressure system, and that's why the Gulf is smoking hot. High pressure spinning clockwise and bringing in all this warm air, and a little cooling down a little bit, 79, but. Overall, the sea, and I added a new link here. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. The NOAA Satellite Anomaly Map. This is a cool site. This one actually updates real professional looking. Look at that. This is your anomaly map showing you how much warmer than average the water is. And you can see the Gulf is absolutely smoking. That's been the big story this year. Doesn't mean anything. It just means if we get a system, it's going to have plenty of fuel early in the season to get going. So, and that's because we've had no rain to cool things off. High pressure, keeping the rain away, allowing the sunshine to do its thing. All right, let's see. Eric, good point, man. Strong wind, Santa Rosa Beach. Yes. Hey, what's up, Tiffany? Santa Rosa Beach. And look at that. There's a cooling Pacific. But look at the contrast in temperatures from the Pacific to the Gulf here, as far as anomalies go. Hey Lexi, what's up? New Bern, Cape Verde increases. Yes. What else is cooking? Yeah, La Nina. Yes. La Nina system, no doubt. We are possibly into a neutral La Nina type setup, which helps promote more tropical activity. All right, recap. Hey, Evelyn. Oh, my goodness. I don't think I could talk that much again. I will do a quick recap. Let me close the windows here. Here's our daily closed windows session. Chrome has been very good to me this year. All right, so now we're back to square one. Yeah, everybody's waiting. All right, let's take a look at, what can we look at now? Here's a good shot. You can see the bubbling. Let me zoom in on this a little better. I like this satellite. Emily, you got Louie? All right, bring him here. Hey, Shannon, yeah, actually it might get there quicker than you think. Let's see, where can I really zoom in? Come here, Louie. There's a good one. We can kind of look at this one for now. We'll say hi to everybody. Louie, come on, buddy. We'll pull this one up. Come here. All right, here's your wake up with Louie, by the way. Somebody was asking. There's Louie. He's our boy. We'll take a look at the satellite together. You can see it bubbling in the sunshine. Look at that. That's he's looking too. Louie, what do you think about that? Strong storms? All right, so there's our boy, Hurricane Louie. 2 years now we've been showing Louie off. He's famous. When we go to Talladega and Alabama or Daytona, everybody knows him. Actually, Emily was walking him one time, and somebody in the campsite in Daytona said, "Hey, that's Hurricane Louie." Right, buddy? You kiss the camera? Look at that. He's got a face only a mother could love. Look at that. What do you think? He's a good boy. He's spoiled. All right, so there's the satellite. That's what we can look at. You can see the bubbling storms here. This is the main stuff just passing through Mississippi, but we're still going to have threats of storms behind, obviously. This is just the infrared kind of showing you where the bubbling's taking place. But as we saw yesterday, we had storms develop behind it, so we got to still watch this area behind. That's why we have Storm Prediction Center still showing yellow into Mississippi, Louisiana. So there's still that threat. Main threat, right where that bubble is, heading eastward throughout the day. Anybody in the orange for sure. Everybody should stay. Even in the green pays attention. But the main stuff they're really watching for significant, severe tornadoes is right here in the hatched area, and that's fresh. That one this came out 30 minutes ago. So there you go. It's in the Panhandle, Whitney. Yes, it is in the Panhandle right now. This is the area that's under the gun as far as significant severe threat. So that's what's happening. And a recap, there you go. Today, everybody's watching this system develop throughout the day. The big question now that's happened is what happens tomorrow. And we could have lines of storms developing down here in the Gulf. Because we have the secondary system starting to develop, this line's going to get pushed down a little bit. It's kind of stalling out. There's going to be instability down here. And we're going to see waves, rains, and storms coming in off the Gulf through Saturday. Okay, there's rain chances on Saturday, unfortunately, now have been bumped up. This thing originally was going to push its way through, but now it looks like it's going to stall for 2 days, Friday and Saturday. So here's your Saturday map. Sunday looks good, so I wouldn't be planning any boating activities on Saturday. Hey, Carol, Mississippi Coast, it's afternoon. Well, you might have normal. Let's see. I mean, there's storms coming. I mean, you're gonna get storms behind it, but generally, the main line in the front and where all that convection is, looking at infrared. Most of the strong potential stuff is now passing Mississippi now. So you're going to get normal types. See this little wave of energy here? You're going to get some pop. You're going to get storms, no doubt. That's what we've been seeing with this system. It's deceiving. We've been seeing these double trouble whammies all season, where you get a storm and then another one develops behind it. So yeah, I mean, I would pay attention. What's daytime heating until this main line passes. Like Casper said, you can see a lot with. Looking at temperature lines and dew point lines and kind of seeing where everything is. Water vapor. Let's look at the water vapor map on the full disk. Let's look at how can I do US? Where am I? Cone US. Here we go. Conal US. Conal. And we're going to go to water vapor. Okay, we'll look at this. Yeah, there's a secondary wave. All right, good point. Glad you guys brought that up. All right, so let's look back at this last 72 hours. Cool. All right, so let this sucker load here. All right, so here's the main juice. That's where that big convection is in the satellite we saw. But look, I mean, here's that low. This is that low we showed. This is the main low that's driving all the moisture up from the Gulf. This is why we have a storm threat here. But there's a big dry pocket behind it. There's the line. You can see it right there. So everybody obviously behind that line is safe. But we could have some of this little moisture clip Louisiana, Mississippi later. See it? And this is what I showed earlier. Could end up happening for Florida tonight, tomorrow, and Saturday. We could have some of this energy really start to form out here in the Gulf and just work its way in. So the big surprise out of this whole mess is going to be the peninsula of Florida. Again, I think we're going to be having some unexpected storms rolling late tonight and even into Saturday morning, into Saturday overnight, into Saturday morning. So pay attention to this out here. Let's this. If you're down here, I have a lot of fans living in the peninsula. It's nothing to be scared about, but just to be aware that, hey, we could have some surprise little spin-up tornadoes again, because we had a few of them. Hey, Whitney, yes, you're correct. So there you go. This is how we get our first tropical system. I was talking to my dad yesterday about this. He's an old timer, 82 years old, lived here in Florida, lived in Ogallie. Ogallie was before Melbourne, in the 50s. And he knows that the tail end of these fronts spawn the first tropical system of the year. And that's kind of what it looks like right here. See that? This is kind of a little energy from the front. We saw that in last week's front, still hanging out there, by the way. Check this out. This is left over from the system from Monday. Look at that. Sometimes these little guys will stretch their little tails down here. We'll have some low pressure kick around, and high pressure will help spin it. You know, think about it. High pressure spins clockwise. Those winds interact with low pressure, and they actually kick it off like a top. But when you have back-to-back fronts that we've been seeing, there's a lot of wind shear. And when you have a lot of wind shear, it's very hard to get going on anything right now. So there's your wind shear. It's smoking. Forget about it. Anything in the yellows and reds. Yellows, 30 mile an hour. This is knots, but, you know, when you have a lot of wind shear, when you have fronts that's coming down, fronts create wind shear. Fronts create wind shear, which create instability because of strong winds. And but this time of the year we have a lot of shear. That's why we don't see systems survive, because we have fronts coming down. Once these fronts slow down, which they will soon, they'll start stopping. This high pressure will start dominating. These fronts will start dying. One gets through, hangs around. High pressure blocks one, has plenty of time to dissolve. Shear relaxes, and then we get a little system. So cool, man. What else is cooking? Let me see what you guys are saying. Oh, hey, you got all the Katie. You got all the. I don't think anybody's ever done any gifts before. You're the first giffer. Give me a gif. Hail. Let's take a look at hail. Hail, you say? Hail. Let's take a look. Take a look, take a look, take a look. All right, so let me go back here. Let's go. Day one. Day one hail. Here's your threats. Tornado threat, wind threat, a little bit of hail, normal spots. There's your hail threat. That's because there's that spinning behind. So there's your hail threat for today. Even down into Florida, 5%. But no significant severe for today. Tomorrow's hail threat, just normal stuff you see with a thunderstorm. But it starts to develop. There's our secondary system developing. So no big hail threat today as far as massive. Red is your wind threat. Jacksonville, a lot of people from Jacksonville, you know, it's coming. It's coming. Coming. All right, so what else? True, Robert. Correct, man. It takes time for these hurricanes. Usually early season systems are tropical storms and just mainly wind events. Tornado warning for Crestview already. Hey, Panhandle weather. Michelle, it's going to get nasty, girl. Today, now. Pay attention. Where you been? It's coming quick. In fact, it's apparently, oh yeah, we got all kinds of weather alerts down here. Tornado warning. You heard it first. 2 of them. Tornado warning for northwest Walton County and Geneva County in southern Alabama. $50 sales high indicated. All right, so that's happening now. Let's take a look at the National Weather Service radar. Pick up on it. There it is right there. We can go long range. See it pop up. 2 of them right there. You know, there's that leading edge. Like I said, you got to pay attention to that leading edge. Wherever that line is, it's nasty. Saw it all last night, yesterday. And we're going to have secondary lines possibly forming behind it. So, again, don't let your guard down until this whole sucker passes. But there's 2 tornado warnings going on right now into southern Alabama and northern Florida. Just nearing Panama now. Usually, like somebody posted yesterday, Biloxi, the Gulf's been protecting some of this stuff. But we got a little line here in Panama now. Doesn't look like it's got a lot of energy attached, but there's our tornado threats right here. Crestview northward. And it's all going to continue today. We'll probably have a new tornado watch soon. Let's see what the Storm Prediction Center is saying. They should have a new mesoscale discussion very soon, I would think. Coming out with a new tornado watch. All right. Telford, correct. I know. It's just the storm itself, man. Um, yeah, you get these supercells, man. They just keep firing. I mean, you can just see it. These little guys right here. I mean, they're just constantly doing their thing, and you get a tornado warned storm sometimes for hundreds of miles. I mean, we see it all the time, even where I live. Like you'll get a tornado in the coast, then land LA, and just the same system cell will spawn tornadoes as it moves along. Hey Annie, yeah, man, I did a lot of future tracks for tomorrow, but well, I hear birds. Beautiful day here in Oldsmar. I can't believe we're doing this again. Like every 3 days we're doing this. It's so Carolinas again. If you're living in, all right, so this threat for North Carolina is a lot less than it was yesterday. South Carolina still pay attention, but a secondary system's building in the Midwest right now, and you might have more storm chances come Saturday night, Sunday, as the secondary system rolls in behind this one. So craziness, right? All right, what else? Let me see what you're doing. Carl, no, I don't know about protecting. It just, like I said, it seems like you need a little bit of dryness to promote these big tornadoes. And like we showed all year, the Gulf high pressure system has been dominating and has been keeping the rain. The rain has been, for whatever reason, just not happening across Texas to Florida as far as the rains. That's why we have a drought. Pretty much the whole upper Gulf states. But I think tomorrow we're going to see a lot more rains coming in for Tampa Bay area. Good grief, Katie. Michelle, it is going north of Jacksonville, but it's going to Jacksonville too. See this line? It's basically going like this. Boom. So Jackson, in the storm threat, again, the Gulf now is going to start fueling the systems. That's why the Storm Prediction Center showing more Big Bend area in yellow all the way down to Tampa today. That's more tonight, but I-4 north, little south. Storms will be coming in off the Gulf tomorrow. We could likely see. Oh, that's tomorrow. So we have 2 days. But then I believe even on Saturday we could see yellow. Slight chances here as these storms develop off the Gulf. So Gulf energy is going to be fueling it a little bit farther south, no doubt. So pay attention. All right. Just in case, Loretta, there you go. Make sure it's hot water. What's up, Pam? Yeah, you need to buy more toilet paper. People are still buying toilet paper. My theory on toilet paper is we're not going out as much. So we're going to the bathroom at home more. A lot of y'all must be going to the bathroom at restaurants and whatnot because we can't be going to the bathroom any more than normal unless you're eating more. John, holy moly, maybe Sunday, man. Sunday, Monday. I wouldn't do it tomorrow. Saturday. It's going to be windy. Let's take a look at some winds. Here's the winds leading up to this thing. So, nasty Gulf day. These are all your winds. These are the gusts, but oranges are generally, 25, 30 plus. This is all ahead of the storm. And as we get to Friday midnight tonight, it's making its way. These aren't necessarily storms. They're just, like we said, you're going to get winds regardless. Outer Banks. Look at that. Again, another stormy morning this Friday. I posted this yesterday. But look at this. 40s and 50 mile an hour wind gusts across the Carolina coast overnight. So it's going to be howling. Like I said, if the trailer is a knocking, don't come rocking. Or mess that one up. So overnight winds on the Carolinas into Virginia. It's going to be a stormy rocking night. And then our front kind of dies out. And all we're going to be getting now is inflow from the Gulf Friday, Saturday. So. And here's our secondary low coming right here. This is a wind map. This isn't a storm map, so it's just deceiving. But here's that secondary low coming Saturday, 6 p.m., and that's where we're going to start getting more winds again. So a double whammy for the Carolinas North. Mountains of Carolinas on Saturday night. Windy. Howling Saturday night. All right, cool. All right, Carl. Let's hang on, man. Hey, Casper, yeah, send me what you got, Casper. Casper is a great weather tracker too, man. I like reading everybody's stuff, man. That's what everybody does. Nobody's ever 100% right. Like I say, we're people helping people. Northeast Florida, worse is today. Oh, yeah, today. I don't know. It's definitely today, but I would still be concerned a little bit about tomorrow. There's tomorrow's storm map. This system is flattening out, and it's going to be then bringing in storms horizontally. So let's look at we'll look at that radar again for long range. But I wouldn't say you're safe up there until later tomorrow night, Saturday night. Tomorrow's Friday. Today's Friday. What day is today? But Saturday. Tomorrow's stormy. Today's stormy. Frostproof. You're going to get a trickle of rain. All right, let's look at one more animated look at radar, and then we'll go. Gainesville today. Yes, later today. Later tonight, Alyssa. Thank you, Casper. Sarasota, you're going to get trickles of... Oh, Sarasota? Now, see, let's talk about a lot of Florida peeps. I think I do a good job talking about everybody. Years ago, I only talked about Florida. Now I try to talk about everybody. Somebody the other day asked me to talk about the Caribbean, but the Caribbean really hasn't had a lot cooking, so... Not that I forget you guys. All right, so here's the radar. Let's look one last time. This is... Oh, shit. Oh, crap. I gotta go. Sarah's got, get her iPad. Sarah's got a 10 o'clock school meeting, so that's all right. School comes first. Thanks, everybody, for coming. I gotta be Mr. Mom now. I'll post the animated radar when I'm done hooking her up. Bye-bye. Yeah, my daughter saved me.